Weekenders, I'm Corbin and welcome to my channel, and today we're going to do an install that I've been wanting to do for a long time now, and that's installing an amp for my speakers in my Bronco. Now if you have a Bronco without the B&O audio system, you know that the stock speakers are absolutely horrible. The sound stage is horrible. They sound plasticky. It feels like it's up in the dash. Honestly, it's probably one of the worst sounding stock audio systems in a vehicle I've ever heard. But we're going to change that today by installing the Kicker Key 200. So it's a 4-channel, 50 watts per channel, and we're going to be doing that with the Plug and Play Kit's wiring harness. Now this is going to make it super easy. Just plug and play. We'll run a wire to the battery and that will be it. So let's jump right into it. We're going to have to pull apart the dash a little bit to get to that wiring, and let's do this. All right, step one is going to be to pull this dash panel down. Now, all it is it's just, you just got to tug on either side of this panel and it will flop down. It hinges from the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And all right, once you get it down, you're looking for this bolt right here that attaches to this center dash panel. Ultimately, our goal is to get this panel to come down. So we need to take this bolt out. There's a corresponding one on the other side. And then we're also gonna have to pull a small panel underneath here along with the grab handle, and then we can pull this down. For this side, you just have to pop your glove box open, and the bolt you're looking for is going to be up underneath right here. There's 2 of them. It's going to be the one on the left. All right, so once you get those out, you're going to want to pull your grab handle off. I have a molly panel here with a little bit of stuff, so I'm going to do my best to just pull this out of the way. Okay, so once you get all the bolts taken out up top, you're going to want to pull this bottom panel off. It kind of sits along this bottom side, and I'm going to try getting it off with a pry tool. And okay, so I got that bottom panel off, and now the goal is going to be to just pry it off. You're going to just want to use pressure from both sides, and you're just going to go ahead and you're going to kind of pull it down and out just slightly. Okay, so once you get this panel down, you're looking for a black cable. It's kind of off to the right of this gray box. There's 2 plugs actually right here. There's a gray one and a black one. You're looking for the black one. It's just got a push button release towards towards you. You're just gonna press that and pull it down, and then we can take our harness and plug it into that guy. So we're taking the harness that has the 2 black sides. So you're just gonna put the female side into the male side, and then this male side back into the head unit, and then we can move on. Once you get that plugged in, you're going to take the amp side of that wiring harness, which is going to include the power cable, and you're going to take this and you're just going to plug it in there, and then you're going to want to route the wires off to the left side. Now you can mount it behind the glove box, but most people are mounting them to this crossbar right here with pretty good success, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I kind of put it back together off camera because it was a huge pain in the butt to get all the wiring tucked back in there, but it does tuck back in behind the radio, and I ran the wires off down to the side here between these 2 panels kind of, and out towards the bottom, and then all of these wires will get tucked up underneath the dash, and the Kicker Key will get mounted to this plate here. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to hook up the Kicker Key, and then we will test it to make sure it works out before we start tightening everything back up. So actually, before we hook up the Kicker Key, we're going to want to run this power wire. So you can run this power wire through a grommet that's actually up underneath the dash. You can see it up there above the actual ECU wiring harness. So we'll just pop that plug, run the wire through, I'll actually fix that other wire right there, and we'll actually cut a hole and push it through, and then we'll run that to the battery. If you put the power wire on the battery, you got to make sure that you ground off the system, and there is actually a ground over here in the corner off by your left foot. So if you pull back this little speaker grill, there's actually a ground right behind it, if you can see that right there. So that's where I'm going to install that grounding wire. Okay, so I got all the wires run, and I got the kicker key actually mounted to this cross beam that mounts right here. I took it off and I just zip tied it on temporarily. If I end up liking it here, I will just bolt it down. But once we have it installed here slightly, we're gonna end up doing an auto tune. So we're gonna have to plug in the microphone and then play a pink sound. So I'm gonna show you how to do that now. So you're gonna take the included microphone and you're actually gonna plug it in to the side of the kicker, and then you're going to place the speaker and this little strap on your head, and you're going to play a pink sound. All right, so now we're to the tune section, but before we start it, in your tone settings, you're going to make sure that they're all centered along with your balance and fade. You're going to want to make sure that that's all centered out, and then you're going to want to leave it in a neutral volume that you would listen to normally. I suggest just doing 15 because it's going to be right in the middle. And then once you have that, if you have an iPhone, go ahead and just download a pink noise file. You can just Google pink noise file. Make sure you get one that's a couple minutes long, and then save it to your files. Don't save it to your music app. Save it to your files, and then you're just going to hit play, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to press the button on this cable after you put the microphone up on top of the head, and then you're going to want to have the vehicle somewhat put back together the way that it would normally be. Have your seat in its normal position with the windows up. So we're going to go ahead and start this guy. We're going to play this pink noise. That's what the pink noise sounds like. And then we're going to get this started. You're going to hear some beeping. Make sure that your AC is off. It's going to give you 10 seconds. We're going to leave the phone in there. Make sure your phone's on silent. And then it's going to do its thing. Perfect. And then once it's done, it's going to play this little beep tone, and then you know it's done. Not this beep tone, but it will. There's your tone. So once it's done, you're good to go ahead and play your music, test it out. And if you want to toggle between DSP or, you know, the auto tune that I just did, you're just going to press this button while you're playing your music, and you're going to hear the difference. Yep. And all right, guys, that is the install for the kicker key 200 or 180. Either one will work for your 21 and up Ford Bronco without the B&O audio system, with the plug and play kits wiring harness to make it super easy. Now when you go to set up the kicker key, and once you actually get plugged in, you're gonna notice there's some switches on it. The only one that really matters is gonna be the far left switch. That switch is gonna control your power source, so you're going to want to have that to direct power source, which is going to be one down. The rest of them, I mean, there's a bunch of people out there that will tell you it needs to be set up a certain way. Just do your own research and see how you want to set it up, play with it. I'm still playing with mine to see what the best results are, but nonetheless, I am extremely impressed with that kicker key amp. In this video, you can hear the difference between the DSP tune versus not. I tried doing a video that shows before and after. It's hard to tell with the mic on my camera because you're really just getting, you know, the best audio that my camera can provide, and that's not gonna show very much. But nonetheless, it's super good. Check out this little video. Now you can definitely hear the difference between the DSP tuned and the non-tuned version. Originally it sounded like it was coming up from the dash, and it wasn't sounding very good, to now it's just like right there in your ears. It sounds like 360-degree audio. It sounds like you're at a concert. To me, it's actually mind-blowing how good it is. And now I was expecting a little bit more bass out of the system, so I actually, one of the first mods I ever did to this Bronco was replace the speakers. So all the speakers are Kicker CS series speakers, 4-inch up on the dash, 6.5 down in the kickers, and then the 4 inches back in the pods again. Now I was, like I said, I was expecting a little more bass by adding this amp. So if you're expecting a lot of bass increase, I don't think this amp is going to do that entirely. Now it is an increase in bass because you're throwing a little bit more power at them, so you're definitely getting, you know, definitely a large increase in overall audio and bass. But the real gains is in clarity and that DSP tune. I mean, it really brings your music to the next level, and it sounds like I'm listening to all my favorite songs for the first time again, which to me is totally worth it. But nonetheless, I'm extremely happy with this setup. And if you're looking to get the most out of your audio system in your Bronco, definitely check out this setup. And I definitely don't think you'll be disappointed. Next step is definitely going to be to add a subwoofer in the future. But for now, I'm extremely happy with what I got. And yeah, thank you guys for the support so far. I hope you guys enjoyed this short little install on how to do the kicker key in your Bronco, and we'll catch you guys at the next waypoint.